If you have pets or care about pets, then this edition of The Buzz should matter to you. Now, while many people have it in their hearts to be an advocate or an ambassador for abused or underprivileged animals, today's guest put her passion into actions and makes our community a better place to live. Susan Blake is the executive director for Ambassadors for God's Creatures, a multifaceted nonprofit that she says performs multiple benefits for our furry friends.
Well, we have Ambassadors for God's Creatures is the actual 501c3. So we have programs under Ambassadors for God's Creatures. We have 3 service lines: the Spay and Neuter Assistance Project, Mitzi's Morsels Pet Food Pantry, and Mitzi's Thrift Shop.
And we asked Susan how the organization came into being, and she told us.
So for Ambassadors for God's Creatures, back in 2016, there was a lot of hoarding cases going on in Madison County, and I was not a volunteer. I was not associated with the animal welfare community at all. So I was compelled, really, to reach out to the shelter directors, Malia Stringer from the Animal Protection League and Susie Sheevy from the Madison County Humane Society, and started meeting with them to basically offer help. I had owned a business in the past and had some management experience and felt like I could do something. I could not go into the shelter. It was overwhelming for me emotionally. So in 2017, during a meeting, they had turned to me and said, basically, we appreciate what you're trying to do, the money that you're trying to fundraise for the shelters, but the money would be better utilized for spay and neuter services to help people to spay and neuter their pets, because there's really a huge overpopulation of animals. So when we started that program, that sort of put us on the map, and we were able to subsidize spay-neuter vouchers to be used at the low-cost spay-neuter clinic in Noblesville. In the 4 years that we've had the Spay-Neuter Assistance Project, we have spay and neutered or offered financial assistance for 4,500 animals.
Now, Blake told The Buzz that their mission is also pertinent to public health.
Especially in terms of the community cats, and they're feral, meaning that you can't touch them, they're not social. They are more susceptible to diseases. They can be a traffic hazard. They're not spay and neutered, so they're breeding like sometimes 3 litters a year. They will use the restroom in people's gardens, but some carry diseases. So it is a health concern.
And she says there is another important function taking place under the roof of Ambassadors for God's Creatures. It's the operation of Mitzi's Morsels. It has a legacy and a benefit of its own.
Mitzi's Morsels, when the former pet food pantry was in town, when they abruptly closed in 2019, Ambassadors and the board of directors decided that we would basically start our own pet food pantry. And a month prior to taking over that, my dog, Mitzi, died of chronic heart failure. And so when I put it out to the public of, what should we name the pantry? I was kind of soliciting names, and I really didn't want it named after my animals, but it was a really cute name. So, and everybody loved it. So that's how that happened. Yeah, it has become a major part of our operation. When we first started the pet food pantry, we always had miscellaneous items that we weren't distributing, and we had set up basically a conference table and started selling things to the public off that table. And so 3 years later, it's morphed into actually 2 rooms full of pet food, litter, accessories, supplies of pet products. The pet food distribution, nobody pays for that. That is a free service. And that's for anybody that's in need of pet food, either on a temporary basis, maybe somebody lost a job and they can't afford to feed their pets, so they can come. Or if it's just somebody who is lower income, they do have to qualify for the service, so that be on some sort of public or government assistance and live in Madison or Delaware County, and they can access the free food, and that is once a month.
Now, Susan says a mission like this cannot be carried out single-handedly, and she encourages the community to become involved with the organization.
First and foremost, we need volunteers to carry out our mission. With all of our different service deliveries, we have to bag food, get it ready for distribution. unload trucks when they come in from picking up a delivery. We need people out in the community trapping, neutering, and returning cats to their colonies. We can teach that. We need transporters to the clinic. We need people to help in our store. We have a pretty good-sized store that we need help to price, stock, help people in and out. But we also need volunteers to help register new Pet Food Pantry clients.
And if volunteering isn't in your schedule, Susan said your generosity can be expressed through various kinds of donations.
Any kind of pet-themed donations, from pet food, litter, any clothing, any accessory that's pet-related. And it doesn't have to be new. It could be used. It could be gently worn if it's clothing. Crates, carriers. We always need financial donations, of course. You know, that's what keeps us going, and that's why our numbers are so good with the spay and neuter, is that we're getting a lot of financial donations to help support that program. Our pet food distribution is the third Saturday of every month, and that's 10 to 3 on Saturdays. But then the first and third weekend, Friday 1 to 5, and Saturday 10 to 3. Those are our store hours. But we have the one day of pet food distribution, which is the third Saturday of the month. And then people, if they need to get their pets vaccinated, they can call us or send us a Facebook message to schedule a vaccination for their pet. The number is 765-623-5011, and the Facebook page is Ambassadors for God's Creatures.
For the distribution, is an appointment necessary to show up?
No, it's first come, first serve. We open right at 10. Sometimes there's a line, but in the afternoon, it tends to dwindle out more so. The morning is very busy. People need to bring a photo ID just to prove residency. And if they've never been here before, they need to show proof of public assistance that they might be on. Or if they're unemployed, bring an unemployment check.
And last question is where?
At 3205 West 25th Street, Anderson. And we are at the former APA school, and we're in the back of the school near the playground.
Any parting thoughts?
I think it takes a village to do this work, and we welcome anybody that wants to be a part of our organization. It's very rewarding. We have a lot of fun, and we help a lot of people, and people are very appreciative of our services.
Thank you, Susan Blake, for what you do to make our community a better place to live for us and our pets. We urge you to support Ambassadors for God's Creatures and other benevolent organizations in our community.